1340 96.5 KVGC on the phone. Douglas Viviani of Everything Old is New Again. Tonight, Douglas and David Cohen take a look at our pop culture, where it came from, why it's still around, why it's popular again, so forth and so on, making radio fun. Douglas, welcome.
Well, it's great to be here. It's great to be anywhere, as they say, right? But I don't know. I'm looking back and just trying to think of something to talk about today in some ways. I'm thinking about what I'm watching on TV, and there's a lot of stuff, but I think we're back to think about it, really. There's a lot of sci-fi now back on TV. There's Lost in Space, Orville, Discovery, Twilight Zone, Stranger Things. Star Wars got a new series coming out. Not, like a live-action series, real people. Captain Picard's got a new series coming out. Black Mirror. What do you think? I mean, it just snuck up on us, but I think there's a lot of sci-fi out there now.
I haven't heard about the Captain Picard show.
Oh, yeah. It takes place exactly 20 years, which is what it is now, since the original show went off the air. And he's with a whole new group. He's not in Starfleet anymore. There's a lot of rumors as to what it is. They're kind of keeping it close to the vest, but it looks like you can look at the casting list. That gives you a little something's going on. He's got a group of ragtag individuals going out, and I think, how he loves archaeology, I think they're going out and doing archaeological digs and things at places and pulling up some of the mysteries of the universe and trying to, I guess, they get involved in all those antics. It looks like that kind of would be interesting. Remember they did that one time? I think it was a two-parter, and he went out and he did some archaeological stuff. It was pretty interesting.
Will he wear a fedora and have a whip and a little scar on his chin too?
No, I think he's gonna be the same old guy pulling the jacket down. If you remember, he used to do that all the time.
Patrick Stewart will star in this?
Yes, Patrick Stewart's back.
Really?
Yes. How about that?
Wow. But you say
be CBS, all access. So when we talk about a series or a season, it's like 12 episodes. You know what I mean? It's not like we used to 39 with the Honeymooners and all this, but still, it's interesting.
I will not see it because it's on CBS All Access.
Interesting.
No, I don't have it. I mean,
well, you can get it for what you do is you get it for 1 month. After, let's just say, hypothetically, you wanted to watch Discovery. It's almost over. You wait 2 more weeks. It's over. You've got 2 years' worth, which is like 24 episodes, ready to watch. You binge it for a month for like $5, and you cancel.
Oh, okay.
So, but if you like it, you keep it. But as right now, and then you've got also Twilight Zone now is on CBS All Access, if you're into that. So they're trying to keep you all season long because people do what I say, but they cancel it out. But
my wife has done that. I think I've told you. She's watched an entire season, but like you say, on Netflix, what is it? 10 shows, maybe?
Yeah,
8 shows.
Maybe. I think Discovery on CBS is 14, and that's like the most I've seen. Remember Lost in Space, the first incarnation? I think that was 11. It's...
Is that coming back?
Yes, it's coming back. We spoke to Kevin Burns. He was all hopped up about how it's coming back, and I did ask her. I said, "What's up with not many episodes?" They're like, "Well, the production values are so high, the expense is so high, and they're almost an hour and 15 minutes. So they're claiming these are like mini movies. They're so hard to film and detail. It's not like Star Trek where they filmed it in like 4 days. They take a long time to do this." And that's what they claim. So
I saw a trailer yesterday for one of my favorite shows that was on Fox and was canceled, but it was picked up by Netflix, Lucifer.
Oh, it was picked up?
Yes, Lucifer's coming back in, I think, a week, April 4th.
Well, that's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, same cast of characters. I'm interested to see how, because now that it's on Netflix, it kind of pushed the envelope before. Will it really push the envelope just over that edge a little bit,
I bet you they do to grab a little bit more attention,
Yeah, I liked that show. I always thought that was a good show. But again, I spoke to you off the air about this week's Orville. Again, I liked the show. When it originally aired, I've told you a number of times, I thought it would be Family Guy or American Dad in space, and it hasn't turned out to that. In fact, it's turning into be, I think, probably one of the. Do you think it's fair to say it's one of the breakout shows of the season? I think it's a great show.
I would say quietly it is, although it's not getting a lot of buzz. Like, how do we say this? You don't see it advertised. You don't see them on, like, The Tonight Show and all this business promoting it. But anyone that's seen it has gotten a kick out of it. And the Star Trek fans are head over heels. They love it. A lot of the old stars are involved. The old producers, the old writers of The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager are involved in the show. So I think it's odd. It was originally promoted as this sort of a comedy, and now there's sort of maybe there's one or two jokes in the episodes, but it's took a serious or more serious turn, which I don't mind. They hit a lot of issues, social issues, and special effects are pretty good. It's a good show. I enjoy it. Yes.
I think they found their path. They found their way the first season, and now this second season they have found the path of the show for here on.
Did you see the one where they found in an archaeological dig apparently a cell phone, and they're able to put the cell phone back to piece it together, and with all the various messages and stuff that's on this young lady's cell phone from, I guess it's like 200 or 300 years prior, they're able to do a hologram of the girl and what she was like and interact with her and stuff. Did you see that one?
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
I thought you were going to say they'll find the head of Data.
Yeah, that would be good.
Remember that episode?
Crossover, right?
Yeah, remember that episode?
Yes.
But you said that this doesn't happen in the same universe.
It's like Marvel and DC.
Oh, okay.
You know, I guess it could, but no, it's not, and it's not the same.
Let me take this conversation off of this and put it on to you. You mentioned someone's name, and I wasn't going to mention this, but you mentioned his name, and so I have to, because I hear everybody out in the audience screaming. You mentioned the name Kevin Burns.
Yes.
And whenever we think of Kevin Burns, we think of Oak Island.
Right.
I don't know, Douglas.
You don't see what's happening?
I don't know.
What is? You see the coming attractions? I'm telling you, it's heating up, man.
You, a seasoned courtroom veteran, thinks something else is going to happen here this season?
I do. They're going to give you a cliffhanger where you're going to go, what?
I'll have to watch next season.
Exactly.
If they do that, I don't know. They may lose me.
We'll have to see, because he promised some stuff, and I see coming attractions. Don't you see a building? They're finding stuff. They're digging down and found some gold. The coming attractions looks like they found some gold and stuff. No,
I think, and we've shared this before, I really do think they're digging into either old outhouse pits or garbage pits, and they're finding this stuff. Now the wood.
They just got a coin from was it 17 or 1600s?
People have used outhouses for a long time, Douglas. It's not, they've had garbage for, I don't know. No, it's so frustrating because I watch it and, oh no.
You want to know what's even more frustrating? I'm now looking forward to, and I can't wait for the hidden treasure of World War II. That one is like on steroids, like Oak Island on steroids. It's going really fast. They're finding stuff really fast. They're putting the treasure map, so to speak, together pretty fast. And it's only been like 3 episodes, and they've already started to find a lot of stuff, mystery that under a waterfall. There was a whole
a hidden entrance
tunnel built, a network built, and they found like the symbol with a circle with a dot in the middle of his treasure is here, and that was carved into a rock. Who would do that? It's not like a goof.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool one. I don't know. That might be the one to replace Oak Island. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, we've got a special guest coming up next week.
Talk about replacements.
Yeah. So
next week, yes, I'm going to be yielding the floor to my partner in crime, young David Cohen. And he'll be joining us, or you guys, next Saturday. What in the world are you going to talk to this guy about?
Is this some type of a Good Friday miracle? I mean, he's risen. I mean, he's coming back to us.
Yeah, I don't know. We've been working on him. I'm trying to get him to do a little press here and there, and come on the show, and and he's always claiming he's busy and what have you, but he's now got an more open schedule, and he's game. He's ready to roll. He's ready to field any questions. I don't know what you want to ask him. I want to challenge him for another trivia contest. We can do that this summer. And I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What you could talk about me behind my back, what it's really like, what I am or something.
We won't talk behind your back. We'll just talk right in front of you. We don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, well, I'll be listening. So
I want to. I think I do want to face David again. But come on, I mean, give me something more than oh, that's the theme to Firefly, or that's Hellboy's favorite food. Come on, give me
what
something.
I'm thinking of?
What's
How
that?
about one-hit wonders? I could play the clip of the song.
We could do that.
You guys
sure.
tell me the band or the name of the song.
Oh, we could do that. That's
there's a lot of them from the 80s.
You know what would be interesting to do someday, Douglas, is me get a list and you get a list, and we would probably have to do this mid to late 70s, maybe some of the early 80s, but before music went nationwide, when there were regional bands, there were hits that were just on the East Coast. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but there were just West Coast hits, just East Coast hits, and even stuff in the middle America. There were hits that we may have heard on the radio, but may not, but were like number one hits. That would be interesting to do.
Yes, or regional bands, like bands that were just on the East Coast that would travel up and down. They didn't make it. They got one album, and like you said, had a song that was sort of popular in the region that they played in, but you'd never heard of it on the West Coast and so forth. If we could, I have to dig up. It'd be hard to do a little bit. We have to dig up some. I don't know. It's a lot of research, but we could do it.
I think we could do it. Okay, before we move on to this week's show, I just want to tell you one thing. So remember I said I sat down and I watched every episode of Dark Shadows during the winter, this past winter.
Like 1,000 plus.
From the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Well, what I didn't tell you is I did not watch the very beginning of it, because I watched the very first one or two episodes and said, oh, this is boring. And then I fast forwarded and found when they became more, I don't know if macabre is the word, or when they brought in Barnabas and all that.
Right.
So I just happened to, so on my phone, Google brings me, how if you look at one thing, if you're sitting there and you go, show me barbecue pits, and then all of a sudden barbecues pop up everywhere you go. Well, on my Google News feed, it will pop up Dark Shadows every once in a while. So I went to read it the other day, and it said, it was almost canceled. It was horrible. It was the worst soap opera on the planet, and it was going to be canceled within a week or two. And then the writers and Dan Curtis said, hey, let's unleash the vampire. So I figured, well, I'll go back and watch this. Oh, my God. I cannot watch it. It was horrible. It was the worst soap opera. I mean, it is a real soap opera.
Well, they would go to that bar right on the water, right?
Yeah, the Blue Whale.
You hear the bells.
The Blue Whale. I know all the characters, and it's just like, ugh. And I'm going to have, so I fast forwarded yesterday to see how far. Ugh. I think I'm going to stop watching it. But that's
how far in do you have to go before you would say the show sort of took hold of your
probably
fancy?
6 months.
Okay, so the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of talk for a long time about this. What's going on? There's a mystery in this castle. There's a problem. Yeah. People are missing, right?
Yeah.
But the guy that became like the Renfield character, he became that pretty early on. That was the first turning event, wasn't it?
Right, but that won't happen still. He's not even in the picture. He's not even in town. There needs to be 2 or 3 more characters come around.
And it heats up when the doctor comes in. That's probably season 2 or so, right? But she claims that she's going to be able to convert him to, or get rid of this problem in his blood. See, you know what I'm talking about?
We'll just have to wait about that and just see. Just relax. Just relax.
Well, I don't start already.
I don't want to. I know, but I don't want to give people. I don't want. What happens if someone's on this journey with me, and now you're? Yeah. The boat sinks and everybody dies.
So let's sync up then. So where exactly are you, so someone can sync up with you?
Okay, where am I? I am right now where Burke Devlin is claiming that Roger Collins framed him for a manslaughter charge 12 years ago, and he spent 10 years in prison. And Sam Evans is the only one that knows the true story. And that's where I am right now.
Really? What's it, still first season?
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm telling you, it's horrible. Speaking of that, what's on with tonight's show? Not the tonight's not the tonight's show's horrible.
No, we have a horrible guest, is what it is in some ways. His name is Gianni Russo. He is Carlo from The Godfather. If you recall, he was the one that was married to James Caan and his sister, Talia Shire, and beat her up and all that.
One of the best scenes in that movie is when James Caan beats him up on the street. Yep. And kicks him and then hits him with that garbage can, and the kids are playing.
We will talk about that. There's some great stories that he has about the Godfather on the set and so forth. That's actually going to be the discussion next week. We're going to have him 2 weeks in a row. So Godfather and what went on behind the scenes you can ask David about next week. This week he talks about, this guy claims he was in the mob to begin with under this guy Costello in the East Coast, was a big mafioso in New York City. Claims that he then went to beauty college school, whatever, and claims that he ran into Marilyn Monroe, that he had an affair with her for like 3 years, claims that. Then he claims that as a result of that, he met Sinatra, and Sinatra was the godfather of his child. Then he claims that he knows what went on behind the scenes with respect from the mob's point of view on the JFK assassination. I mean, the guy tells stories like crazy. The thing is, there's pictures in this book that back up like almost everything that he says. So it's like one of these Oak Island things, like, do we believe this guy or not? I'm telling you. It's amazing. You got to hear the stories of it. Gianni Russo.
That's tonight at 6 o'clock. And don't forget, next Saturday morning at this same time, same channel, David Cohen will be my guest. But tonight, Douglas and David will be talking to Gianni Russo from The Godfather and more. Douglas, listen, have a great week. Have a great show tonight. And have a good day off next Friday.
Yeah, I'll enjoy sleeping late. Send my regards to my man.